Hey guys, it's Tanya here. So it's been so long since I did a tutorial for you guys, so I decided to do a really cool one today that's pretty much centered around this new foundation that I just picked up. So if you guys want to see how I created this look, stay tuned because here it comes. So my main reason for doing this tutorial today for you guys was I wanted to do my first impression video for the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation. I literally looked for this foundation for a year, everywhere I could think of to look for it and could not find it, and just happened across it the other day in a Walmart. And I've looked at other Walmarts and haven't found it, so I guess only some Walmarts in Canada got it. I don't know how all that works, but either way. So this is going to be my first impressions on this video, and then I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup as well, do a really nice purple eye tutorial for you guys, and then see how this wears. So I'll let you guys know what I think of it as this video goes along. So the first thing I'm using is my MAC Prep and Prime Moisture Infusion Serum. And I just take a couple pumps of this and I rub it into my fingers, and then I just kind of rub it all over your face. This just helps kind of fill in lines. It also helps hydrate your face so that it doesn't get cracky, especially if you have dry skin. I would recommend picking something like this up. And then you let that sit for a bit and let it dry. Next, I'm going to take my Tarte Marajuka Creaseless Concealer in the color Light and apply that underneath my eyes. So basically, this is actually really hard to squeeze out of here. A lot of people have commented on that. But I just squeeze a little bit onto the back of my hand, and just like the littlest amount there, if you can see that. And I use a Sigma Precision Tapered P86 brush. Dot this underneath my eye. I try not to rub under my eyes because I find that when you actually kind of like blot it on, you get a much thicker coverage, but not thicker like application. So it still looks very smooth under your eyes, but it seems to cover better. Next, we're going to take the foundation. So this is the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation in the color 100 Ivory. I'm just going to take a couple pumps of that. I normally do 2.5 to 3 pumps. Looks like that amount of foundation on your hand. Now, like I said with this foundation, I definitely wouldn't use this foundation if you have more oily skin. Oh, and I use a flat kabuki to apply that, again from Sigma. And I just kind of sort of press it into my face, both sides. And then I just kind of blend it in circular motions around the face. Now this foundation is great if you have dry skin, but I wouldn't use this foundation if you have oily skin because it does give you kind of a radiant glow. And if you already have oily skin, then you're going to look really oily as opposed to radiant. So you just give that a really good blend. You always want to make sure you get right up into the hairline, the ears. I always make sure to get the ears. I guess that's kind of a makeup artist thing. Most normal people don't make up their ears, but if you're working on like TV or film, if your ears are a different color, you can really tell the difference. Same with your chin. So I always make sure that I get ears. So the very first thing I noticed with this foundation is it applies very evenly. My skin all looks beautiful. I would say that there is still some pigmentation coming through here, so I would say it's probably medium coverage. It definitely doesn't seem full coverage to me. But I don't have major blemishes. My only kind of skin issue is my redness, and that's normally only just here on my cheeks, which I don't really mind so much because I end up covering it with blush anyway. But it applies really nice. It blends really nice. I would say at this point it's pretty set. It doesn't feel sticky, and it's not like rubbing off when I rub my face. Like you don't see any crazy finger marks. So that's a good thing in a foundation. I don't like to like rub my face and have makeup come off of me. So now that I have you guys zoomed in, I'm going to use Makeup Forever in number 13 to prime my eyes. This is just a really pretty like pink champagne color that I place all over my lid. And I just use my fingers to apply this. So once you have your primer on, I'm going to move into the Maybelline New York in Eye Studio Color Blast in Athemus Ablaze, which is the really pretty purple palette. So I'm going to start by going into the mauvey pink color right here. I'm just going to take a little bit of that on a flat brush, and I'm just going to apply that all over the lid of the eye. So this doesn't have to be neat or clean in any way, shape, or form. Remember that we're still going to blend this out. So you can kind of rough estimate this and just make it kind of messy, and then when you blend it, it'll all look seamless. Next, I'm going to take the brighter purple color on the other side with a pencil shaped brush, and I'm going to apply that into my crease, creating kind of a V. And again, this step is more for just applying the color where you want it, not necessarily for precision or, you know, neatness. It's just to get the color on the eye where you definitely want that color to be, and then we're going to blend it out after. And you do want to blend that in onto the lid so that you get like a gradual effect of color. So there's step number 2. For the third step, you're going to take the darkest purple color in here, which is this one. And you're going to run that kind of just in the center of the crease there, just to give it a little bit of depth. This just deepens out the crease. Last step is you're going to take a big fluffy brush and the brighter purple color. And you're just going to blend that eye all together to create a really nice seamless transition effect. And remember that you want very little product on the fluffy brush. It's just a little bit of product to carry some more color onto the eye and to help blend this in. It's not at all to like deepen this out. You've already applied all your colors. This is just for the blending effect. Now, the cool thing about doing makeup is now that I look at this, this is really much deeper than the eyelid and I'm not liking that. So I'm going to take the brighter purple color and I'm going to apply that pretty much all over the lid. But just lightly. Not, you know, so that it's as deep as the outside crease, but just to change the color so it's a little bit deeper. And then again, back to the blending brush, this time no color, and just blend, blend, blend. So now you guys can see you've got a nice purple color on the lid, a lighter color in the inner corners, and then a really deep color right in those corners there. Don't worry about the cleanliness of this yet. We will go in and clean that up in a minute. Then you're going to take the lightest pink, purpley pink shade, which is this one, and you're going to use that as a brow bone highlight. So this will just pull the entire eye look together. It will make it so that there's no uneven areas. Everything will blend nicely together. Now for the funnest part of these little color burst shadows, you're going to take this really sparkly silver color on a flat brush, and I'm going to apply that all over the lid as well. The purple color really sparkle and stand out, and it's also going to add a touch of silver to it, which I really like. So now to clean up that outer edge, I'm going to go back to my foundation brush, and I'm literally just going to rub and smudge out that area. And this is why I apply highlighter and blush last, because this allows me to do this. I can go in and kind of blur out that edge a bit. Next, we're going to take Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Perversion and do your under eye waterline and your over eye eyeliner. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can see that that looks very messy still. Don't worry, we're going to clean it up. My philosophy with makeup is the messier it looks to start with, the better it looks in the end. We're also going to take this darkest shade again, and we're going to line the under eye with that. And bring it right up and let it meet with the eyeliner on the top of the eye. And then same on the other side. And then you're going to go ahead with mascara. Today I'm going to use the Maybelline Illegal Ink, so I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So I'm going to start with bronzer, and I'm going to use NYC's Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in Sunny. This is super talked about on YouTube. This is a really cheap bronzer. You can get at Walmart. It's like $1 in the States, I think, or $1.99. So I basically just apply bronzer to my temples, the hollows of my cheeks, and a little bit around my chin, and sometimes just to swipe down either side of my nose. Bronzing powder is great for 2 reasons. Either creating a really nice kind of bronzy glow on your face, but also creating the shape of your face. So by putting it in the hollows of your cheeks and your temples, you're actually slimming your whole face in. Next, for blush, I'm going to use the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the color Tipsy. This is a beautiful, really like bright orange color, so you really want to go easy with this. These are highly pigmented. I just go to the apples of my cheeks and go a little bit behind that and then just brush it on and blend it up. The last thing for my face is the Mary Lou Maninizer, aka the Luminizer highlighting powder from the Balm. I have literally become obsessed with this. I just tap my brush in it and apply it. It's just so beautiful. It creates an instant glow on your face. So under the eyes, center of the nose, right on the cupids bow of my lip, and a little bit on my forehead. Last thing we need to do, guys, is our lips. So I'm going to go with a nude lip just because I kind of have a brighter cheek and some purple eyeshadow. I'm going to use MAC's Naked Liner, and I'm going to line my whole lips with that. And I just follow my natural lip shape. Next, I'm going to take the new Rimmel lipsticks by Kate in the color 113, which is this really pretty nude color. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the lips. Now you might look at that right away and go, oh, that's way washed out. And it is way washed out. Nude lips have a tendency to do that to me just because I already have such pale skin. So we're going to do a little trick with the Tarte Marajuka Shine and Gloss in the color Darling. And this is one of my favorite colors from this line. It's a click pen, which you guys know I'm not a huge fan of. But basically, I just click it out. Once I have it clicked out, I actually don't apply from here. I put it on the back of my hand. And then you're just going to take a lip brush and just apply this to the center of the lips. Patting outwards. So the great thing about those Marajuka lip gloss shines are they add a little bit of color, but they're so sheer that you can wear them over anything, but you can see the difference right away. It gives this beautiful shine to those lips, which makes all the difference in a makeup. So I'm really happy with how this lip turned out.
Tonight I'll be waiting for you, baby, come and see. We'll start a little.
So I finished filming all of my videos and doing everything else I had to do tonight. You'll see Paxton's hand kind of appear from time to time. I'm just feeding him to bed right now. I did touch up my lipstick, but that's the only thing on my face I've touched up. This is the same makeup I'm wearing that I was wearing in the tutorial earlier. You'll notice that most of it actually is still on pretty nicely, but what I wanted to update you guys on was the foundation. So it did get a little bit shiny in the forehead, as you can see, but everywhere, but I mean, it is a naturally glowy foundation, but I definitely feel like it's a little bit more shiny in the forehead than it was. But everywhere else pretty much looks exactly the same. It's not like peeling off my skin, it's not cracking, it's not flaking, it's still very smooth, still very non-tacky to touch. I feel like where I wanted more coverage, where I double layered some areas, especially on the cheeks and under the eyes when I was, you know, correcting the smudges, that stuff really didn't cake up or flake off, so I think that's really great. And like I said earlier, it's not that makeup that like you wipe your finger and you ended up with like makeup on your finger or finger marks in your face, which is great. So I really like the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation. I hope you guys, if you have it in your area and you have dry skin, you will go out and try it because I think it's great. And it's affordable. Drugstore foundations that are great are like things that you have to go out and get because otherwise you're just wasting your money on high-end stuff when drugstore stuff works just fine. I would give the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation an 8 out of 10 only because I don't like the smell and I don't like the shade range. I found a shade that matches fairly seamlessly to my coloring, but I think if you're anything in between like a normal color, you won't find anything because I think it only has like 7 shades in the range from what I saw. So anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye. And if you've lasted this long, a little bit of bonus footage. This little guy has not been in a video in a while. He is over 1 now, and he is a ham. He loves the camera, and he loves to look at himself. So, Mr. Paxton, can you say goodnight to everybody? So it is our bedtime, so we are in our pajamas and we are about to go into bed for the night. So can you say bye-bye? He's just learning the wave, but I will say bye for both of us. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a great day. Bye!